What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here in the Odd Shepherd channel coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans Likes Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here in our little neck of the YouTube woods. 1-1 in the morning window. Thanks, Yankees. Really nice job. And then Clay Holmes, who's been awesome all season long, goes out and blows that save. So that made me feel a little bit better. I was hoping for the tie and then extras. That would have been fun for the run line for sure for the Yankees, but 2-1 in that series still. I'm not going to complain if you hit 66%, one of which being the run line, one of which being the money line lock. So good to get back on track in a lot of ways over the course of this entire week. It's been profitable. Again, no locks that are going to exist on Friday, but be on the lookout over on X. I threw the Brett Wisely one. Again, it's so wild that the 0.5 hits prop, minus 125, popped up. Closes at minus 180 everywhere and higher. Ended up being a phenomenal value. If you follow me over on X, you're going to have locks that just pop up from time to time. And then, of course, in the premium Discord, you get all of the plays when I talk through the stuff, including a really awesome single game parlay in the NBA streets. Potentially game 4 on Friday, the last of the NBA season. That would be wild, but again, that's kind of what I think is going to end up happening. We'll talk through that one if you want to check out NBA Lindy's here on this very same channel, the Odd Chopper YouTube. I almost said network, but yeah, channel, network, whatever you want to call it. Producer Jacob, hello, hi. He's a Boston fan, so he's in good spirits, and I'm in good spirits because I'm seeing the MLB board well. Want to really rock, though, here on Friday. We've got 15 games, got a lot of plays coming down the pipeline. Got some prospective starters to talk through in a couple of these spots like normal, but teams are putting out information later and later. Don't think there's any competitive advantage. Don't know why they're doing it. But you know what? It is what it is, friends. We're going to roll with the punches. We have been all season. Good to get the likes way on track. And then 2-0 on the locks. I'm going to bank it up as the week. Again, 2 of those. It's better than it's been in other weeks, for sure, the previous 2. So I want to keep staying the course. Let's do that. Producer Jacob, without further ado, let's get to the picks. Both teams ended up playing on Thursday, and now we go to Wrigley Field for some afternoon baseball, if you will. Kyle Gibson and Mr. Weeks. I love always seeing him on the mound. Always makes me sad knowing that the guy who does that bit from John Wick is passed away now. Sad fact if you didn't know that, but he was an awesome actor. Jordan Wicks, though, this guy, been decent, 38% hard hit, 24.8% K rate. But I got to throw this out there. Kyle Gibson. 353 XWOB, but not good. 454 expected slugging. I have no idea what's going on. I have no clue how he's getting by in some of these spots with a 10% barrel percentage. 5.08 expected ERA, but 3.76 ERA, and now running into some strikeouts. Yeah, he also ran into some bats towards the end of his outing against Colorado there, 3 earned, but 7 strikeouts in that one. He had 8, yes, you heard me, 8 on the road against Houston last time out, and 6 on the road against Cincinnati. He's been doing a great job in terms of run prevention, too. He had, 0, 1, 3, and 3. Again, against Houston on the road, and then Colorado at home. That's a little disappointing, but still went 6. Still found himself going out there, pitching pretty decently above his head. So I don't know what to make of him. I don't know what to make of this number. I feel like you got to lean on the Cubs side, the home team. And again, Kyle Gibson, I don't think is very long for baseball with some of these underlying metrics, but I don't know. He's finding ways to be successful. So, again, just another anomaly on this MLB season. I'm going to go Cubs cautiously. If you're really looking for it, I could have made it a lean like, but I think it's probably just flipping coins here, not looking to get any action on this one. Second up, we got the Yankees. A little upset there going up against Boston. They ended up going 2-1 there against Kansas City. Didn't have Stanton in the lineup. Didn't care all that much at the time. I cared when Alec Marsh was just mowing dudes down watching that game. A little frustrating, but end up losing that 9th inning. Clay Holmes gets hit up in that spot. He will be active and utilized, capable of being utilized here in this spot, but I got to throw this out there, and we haven't had a ton of these kind of alerts. I'm really worried about rain here in Boston. I want to take a look at radar in the morning, but it looks a little bit dicey to me. Looks like we're going to get some precipitation coming right around 6 p.m. Eastern time there, local time. I think this game is going to have a late start at the very least, but that is still, looking at radar, especially with humidity and stuff in the Northeast, this time of year in the Southeast, especially down in Atlanta, pop-up storms, Kansas City, stuff of that nature. It gets a little bit dicey to look at radar this far ahead of time, but I want to at least throw out there that I think rain looks potentially bad here. And that's a problem when I think Luis Gil is like the main guy that I would want to be backing here going up against Brian Bale. Luis Gil, he's been awesome all season long. We've had K-ladders for him. We've backed him on the money line multiple times before. Now these prices are starting to get to ridiculous territory. Now, hitting weather was pretty darn good up there in Philadelphia. Talked about that when it's 8-3 bottom of the fourth there. Aaron Nola got completely shelled and destroyed. I almost pulled the trigger there on firing up the Philly money line, and I'm so happy that I didn't. Again, that's why we have leans, likes, locks, and it was purely because of the weather. I think the weather's the main thing to pay attention to in this one too, because left to my own devices, I would definitely want Luis Gil at minus 162. For some of you, I know that would be a great parlay piece, but this weather freaks me out. So I'm going to take a look tomorrow morning. 9 is a bad total too with Luis Gil on the mound. Throwing that out there. So look at that. Producer Jacob, a lovely little rain cloud. It's adorable. We haven't had one of these that I wanted to talk through in a while, but it's mainly because this guy, much better than this guy. And if you get it rain shortened, that would be a major price problem. Next up, friends, we got the Miami Marlins. We got the Washington Nationals. We know one pitcher, and that's Mackenzie Gore, and we have no price on the other side. So I'm kind of forced to talk through this one, but not really. And what I mean by that is that I think there's like square peg, square hole situations. This one's more like square peg, round hole situation where Mackenzie Gore's strikeout stuff is awesome. 27.6%. He's primarily a fastball guy too. 54.5% usage there on that pitch. Mixes in, though, a really nice offering. The curveball, the changeup. I think I kind of like everything that he's doing here across the board. Every single one of those pitches, his three main offerings. The changeup has a couple of issues, but sub 265 batting average on those three other offerings. I really like the four-seamer, the fact that it has around a 22% whip percentage. Doesn't sound like much, but when it sets up the curveball slider that are sitting north of 33.5%, that is going to generate swing and misses, even against a team like the Marlins, where there's not a ton of swing and miss against southpaws this season. 20.1% against lefties. That's not very high. In fact, they are the 7th best at avoiding strikeouts against southpaws on the season. So what does it all mean, Basil? Well, it means that one of these situations has to win out. Either Mackenzie Gore finds the swing and miss here, or we run into a spot where I think he's going to be really good in terms of run prevention because the situation's still really good because Miami dead last in baseball with a 70 WRC plus against lefties and a sub 100 ISO. It might be 1.5 when it opens tomorrow, and that freaks me out. But I want to talk Mackenzie Gore under 2.5 earned runs. I think this is a spot I might back Washington. I think it's also a spot we might want to ladder up to 7Ks, but I need information on the Miami starter, so I didn't put Miami money line down in the corner here. This guy's been the ace for Washington, not remotely close. And, well, I think this is a pretty good spot relative to how many at-bats he may get up against Miami. So the K rate might be something I overlook and go for that ladder as is, but want to see the opening number. Hopefully it's 5.5, and we have a couple of rungs for that ladder. Philly at Baltimore, Rangers, Suarez, Kyle Bradish, and both of these guys have been awesome this season. Let's start on the Suarez side. He had that blister that popped up out of nowhere, but still finding ways to be extremely successful after the fact. 2.62 expected ERA. We're talking top 10% in baseball amongst all pitchers, not just starters, but also bullpen arms. Again, the ridiculousness that is everything he's doing. He had a 1.06 whip the entire month of May. It was 0.61 the entire month of April. He came out of the gates hot, but still, to this point, he's only had one outing all season long where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. That is wild to be getting that for Philadelphia. That's why you're seeing them be as successful as they are until Thursday, of course. Once again, very happy I didn't pull the trigger on that because that looks painful in hindsight. But under 8 does not look painful here. There is a 7.5 here with plus money going towards that under, and 8 is a key number. Again, 4-4, that tide pushes over. It's range of outcomes, it's price and probability. We talk about it all the time, but just trust me when I say minus 110, you get an under of 8 here in this ballpark with a southpaw like Ranger Suarez. It's really nice to have that huge left field, that cavern out there to really hold balls in play. And then Kyle Bradish, he has been incredible himself. We're still accumulating more and more sample size. Only 77 batted ball events. Got a late start to his season. 34% K rate, 165 expected batting average. Like myself, the under. Let's get that card underway. And Logan Allen, Kevin Gausman here in this spot. Kevin Gausman having a down season for the pedigree, for a lot of what we know, the knuckle and the knuckle curve. Like overall, I think Kevin Gausman, the splitter for Kevin Gausman, one of the more renowned pitches in my pitch mix over the course of the last 3-4 seasons. It is way down this split finger. I don't know why, but it's getting hit up a little bit more. It doesn't sound crazy to say, oh, Eric, 375 expected slugging is really good. But last season, 272 expected slugging is way, way better on a much larger sample size. Over 100-point difference. Yeah, that's problematic, friends. Had a 33.7% whiff percentage this season, was at 43.2% with that split finger last season. It was one of the top 5 pitches in baseball last season for me. It is no longer that anymore. So keep that on your radar. Want you to just constantly be paying attention to it. And we're going to attack him. I'll at least talk about Logan Allen. He's not very good, but the prices are going to be very difficult to get to the prop department on Toronto. However, Kevin Gausman gets a lot of respect in the betting book, or by the book still at this point in time in his career. And with some of these underlying metrics, 493 expected slugging, 355 xWOBA, and particularly 11.2% barrel percentage, we've been doing it all year. I don't see a reason to go away from it. David Fry, kind of prefer him against lefties, so we're not going to be firing him up. But Jose Ramirez, switch hitter. Josh Naylor, oh my lord, 509 expected slugging. We're going to be looking at 2+ bases for both of them and the home run odds. I think anything better than plus 345 here in Toronto for either of them is in play in the home run department. As for 2+ bases plus money, it's going to be there. I'm excited to fire that one up tomorrow. Fire this up tomorrow too, friends. OS Premium Tools, Discord Insider Access. I'm hanging in there all the live long day, all week. And plus, we got NBA Finals Game 4 going down. And, well, the Premium Discord's really happy with me for what happened in that department. If you guys check out NBA Lindy's, you'll know what I'm talking about. But $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. Really great opportunity to get in at a low price. Not just that Discord Insider Access to get my premium betting card. Ben, he's firing up soccer all the time and winning all the time. It's absurd. We got Isaiah. We've got Nate. We've got everybody you know and love here. Greg Ehrenberg on the Odd Shopper channel. Come hang out in the Discord. And, well, if you use promo code Lindy, bang, 20% off. Use code Lindy. Expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package. At the link below, friends. Back to the picks we go. This one doesn't need a lot of explanation. Matt Waldron been very good. Sean Manaea been pretty darn bad. And I don't really understand this price. I think it should be north of minus 118 really, really quickly. Now, San Diego, we generally prefer them against righties where they have a 124 WRC plus, second best mark in baseball behind the Yankees. Really good stuff there. Against lefties, it's a little bit of a drop off. 97 WRC plus, just a 129 ISO, but only a 17.5% K rate. And I think for me, if you can avoid strikeouts against Sean Manaea, where he's got the 23% K rate, everything else across the board is roses. 43.1% hard hit is terrible. 333 xWOBA is not great. 9.2% barrel percentage is gettable. And then Matt Waldron is good. 32.3% hard hit, 291 xWOBA. He cashed a lock for us. I like Matt Waldron, not just because of that, although, that is a man after my own heart. But how about the fact that he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in his last 7 starts? I think that's pretty good. Let me actually double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 starts. There we go. See, good thing I checked because I have all of Matt Waldron's stuff and I have tabs for all these guys. It's probably why my computer hates me and I use this other camera. But Matt Waldron, friends, I want to be backing him here at minus 118. Anything short of minus 128, it's in play for you. So always pay attention to the odds because price and probability, it's the thing that matters. You want to flip coins, you would want to be on the Mets side, but this is not flipping coins. Matt Waldron got him closer to a 60% favorite here. Tampa Bay at Atlanta, and I'm going to call this one a lean like purely because, once again, tons of weather stuff starting to pop up. This is like our first glimpse of what heat and humidity can be down in Atlanta, so where the players play, and they're right on them things like every day. Zach Littell and Chris Sale going off in this one. This will be fun. Chris Sale's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's had some blow-up potential, though, and I think that's kind of what's keeping me away a little bit. I'm overriding my data just ever so slightly, and you know what? Caution. Spend the better part of valor. I don't want to force feed you bad plays. It's just what it is, but It is plus 106 here on the run line, but it is 90 degrees potentially at first pitch with wind blowing out and humidity. I think runs are in store even for Chris Sale. How many 8.5s has you seen for Chris Sale this season? The answer, not very many. So Tampa Bay, they're below the 500 mark for the first time in what feels like years. They haven't been good. And Zach Littell, he does avoid walks, sub 4% walk rate, really good stuff there, but 261 expected batting average, throws this four-seamer slider split, but slider primary pitch. Again, if you have a feel for it, congratulations. He still has a sub 4% walk rate, but Chris Sale, he's the much better pitcher, 264 xWOBA, 31.1% 31.1% K rate is not nothing, that's for sure. But you get guys like Yandy Diaz who don't strike out a lot, Ahmed Rosario, Isaac Paredes, like a number of these guys that have sub 17, 18% K rates. If they put bat on ball here in this one, I'm a little bit worried purely because of the weather. Not saying it is what it is. Atlanta on the run line, I'm going to call it a lean like. My data says it's a play. I'm purely going to be trepidatious here for the time being. If you really want to add another play that I recommend, this one's right on the borderline. Cincy at Milwaukee. Again, we're starting to get some divisional rivalries. We've got St. Louis, Chicago. I'm excited to watch that game. I'm just not betting it. Kind of weird watching games without betting it at this point in time, isn't it? It's kind of a weird feeling. We're in 2024. It's my job. I love it. All right, here we go. Hunter Green, Freddie Peralta, two really good pitchers. Kind of a stand for Hunter Green as it is right now, but similar to that spot from before, I don't really want to back either team. The St. Louis, Chicago side, I don't want to back either team here, Cincinnati or Milwaukee, but I do want to back the under. I think both of these guys are equipped to go pretty darn far into this one. Hunter Green, over the course of this season, 197 expected batting average, 230 expected batting average for Freddie Peralta, 279 xWOBA for Hunter Green, 311 xWOBA. It's getting up there a little bit, but both of these guys have crazy good strikeout stuff, despite some of these weird, and I'm going to call them weird outings from Freddie Peralta because I don't see anything crazy wrong with him. Four earned? Or no, it was 3 earned up against Detroit, but only 4 hits in the outing. 3 earned against the White Sox, but only 4 hits in the outing. I don't quite understand it. Now, the 5 walks against Detroit, that was a little bit problematic, but I think if he avoids walks here, he is avoiding contact like crazy. So under 7.5, really like this one in this spot. Promise it's not a mistake in the graphic department. Producer Jacob's never done that. No. He's absolutely perfect, but we're going to the exact same thing here. Tariq Skubal and Hunter Brown thought about the first 5, and then I looked at the market. It is really inflated to try to back Detroit here in this spot with Skubal only. And Skubal, he's the favorite to win the American League Cy Young by a pretty noticeable margin. I've got him ranked in the top 5, have all season long for amongst pitchers. I'm an absolute stand for this guy too. Completely get it. There are a couple of guys that I would prefer ever so slightly, but that's a conversation for a different day, and it has more to do with upside. We'll see what Yamamoto looks like at the end of the year. Let me tell you, the Dodgers, we'll get into the Yamamoto conversation one day. It's going to get even better for this dude as the season goes on, but 251 xWOBA for Skubal, 31.1% K rate, and he's in the American League, so the Yamamoto conversation doesn't apply to Skubal's Cy Young odds, that's for sure. As for Hunter Brown, nice rebound to his season, 35.8% hard hit, 24.6% K rate here. Had some decent outings in really good spots. And again, this is one of the things when you're talking about a small sample size, like 10, 12, 15 starts. You're never going to see the entire picture the way you can from the rear view at season's end, when you can kind of see, oh, he pitched too many innings, he's got some wear and tear, the velocity's down here, we can really piece it together. But facing the Angels, the Twins, the Mariners, the Angels, those last 4 outings have really helped his stuff. 2, 1, 3, and 0 earned runs respectively, a grand total of 6 earned runs given up in his last 4. You know what that means? Against the Tigers, they're really bad against righties, 94 WRC plus, decent 151 ISO, pitching better. Cy Young candidate, like the leader and recovering dude that I want to back when things are going well. 7.5, back-to-back, under 7.5. Like them both. I don't know what else to say. That I don't have a joke here. I do have BetMGM in the link below, though, friends. First bet safety net up to $1,500. What does that mean? It's as simple as this. If you haven't signed up at BetMGM yet, You can make any wager you want when you go to the link below, deposit $25 or more, whether that's 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, up to 1,500 buckaroos. You can bet on any first bet, and it comes back to you in bonus bets if it loses. It's a huge opportunity to take a big swing, and if it misses, well, you get it back in bonus bets. Awesome opportunity. So sign up at BetMGM, huge reputable sports book here in the States and internationally. It's starting to pop up everywhere, friends. Only for 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. Oakland at Minnesota, and I kind of hate this baseball game from a betting perspective. First off, Woods Richardson, not our best starter, not by any means. Pretty positive that I might be an actual hater against our pitching staff, but he still had decent stuff in terms of run prevention, 5.3% walk rate to go with it, 301 xWOBA. I mean, he's been all right. And against Oakland, it doesn't take a whole hell of a lot here to see those K props rise up. A 27.1% K rate, second highest in baseball. They're pushing Seattle now. Talked about that a little bit yesterday, but Mitch Spence on the other side has been decent. 288 xWOBA, 367 expected slugging. Weather looks pretty good for hitting again. Wind blowing out to right field yet again. 75, 80 degrees at first pitch. Oh, boy. Over 8.5 has got to be the lean here, but I got to say, do you trust Oakland? Do you trust my Twins even against Spence on a day in, day out basis? I don't know. This one feels a little bit thin to me. Probably going to pass. This is extremely thin to me. We don't even know the Pittsburgh starter. A number of different guys that it can be, so I'll at least talk you through the potential of that. But first, let's take a look over at the Colorado side of things. We're in Coors Field, and it's Ryan Feltner. He has been good at times. 306 xWOBA, 6.2% walk rate, but a couple of red flags. 5.74 ERA, bad. 3.69 expected ERA, good. Really bad ballpark to be pitching in. Most of these starters are going to have some type of splits when you're pitching at Coors Field. That's just comes with the territory of being a Colorado Rockies pitcher. That's what I was trying to say. But looking at his splits, home game, 7.30 ERA, 1.74 whip for Feltner. He is not figuring it out here at altitude. So square pegs, round hole situation here too with Pittsburgh sitting with a 25% K rate against righties, but just an 80 WRC plus, obvious park upgrade, because it's the best hitting ballpark that you could possibly run into on, well, not on Earth. They go to Mexico City. That's crazy. If they went to the moon, that'd be even better. But for right now, Ryan Feltner, not feeling it. My jokes are not good. I'm aware. Colorado money line, that's going to be a lean. Oh, the Pittsburgh potential starter. I was going to throw this out there. I think Luis Ortiz might be getting the opportunity here, but it is 6 days rest for him there as opposed to the 7 that we saw after he got transferred from bullpen arm into 4 1/3 innings against my Minnesota Twins. So be on the lookout. I think it's Ortiz that gets the ball, though. Oh, boy. Only one home run. We have the Jose Ramirez 2+ bases, Josh Naylor 2+ bases. Pretty positive those are there. Need to wait for the home run props here, but we saw plus 400 today up there in Seattle. Ended up pulling the trigger on that one because, well, even against, well, it ended up being a switch starter. It wasn't Luis Castillo. It ended up being the Hancock fellow. But Chris Flexen, he does not stay flexing on his candy paint. Roland Dames sick and drank on an 84 swing. But Ryan Nelson is really terrible as well. Both of these guys, pretty darn terrible. But Luis Robert, can we get better than plus 320 here in Arizona? I don't know because this total is here. Arizona, it's not the best home run park on planet Earth. That's for damn sure. But I just want to throw him out there because these pitchers are so abysmal and I don't want to break down how bad they are. And this total is actually efficient for how bad they are. And the White Sox lineup, we know how bad they are. But Luis Robert is not bad. This guy is north of a 340 expected ISO against righties so far. That's going to come down as we accumulate sample size for him this season. But in previous years, he's been the best hitter constantly, like every single season for the White Sox. And he has been a part of it. He's going to continue to be the best hitter for them. And would really like to bet his home run again. Kansas City and Cole Ragans, we generally like. Hard to like him going into Dodgers Stadium. But the price is kind of right considering he is really, really good. I will at least throw this out there too. Gavin Stone had no idea that he was pitching as well as what he was because for whatever reason, there's like these pitchers that have blind spots where it's like every 6 days, 7 days, and they show up on Saturday, Sunday when unfortunately I can't do Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks for you because I like being married. So there's that. But my wife would, I still post plays and I still play plays all the time. So hop up into Odd Shopper, just showing up on the weekends all the time, coming out to my little tiny house, living my life. I don't have a man cave. I have a man house. Manly. Jokes are really bad. Cole Reagan's one of the best pitchers in baseball, bar none. But Gavin Stone, want to break him down more. 2.39 ERA, yay. 1.21 whip, not terrible. 7-2 record. Sure, the Dodgers are happy with that, but again, you should have a winning record when you pitch for the Dodgers. Just looking at you, James Paxton. But anyway, Cole Reagan's, 3.08 ERA, 1.15 whip. But we all know the strikeout stuff is what is really, really tantalizing with him. Can be one of the best pitchers in baseball. It's still going to be like sub 70 here at first pitch in LA. So I'm not sure if I can actually do this. I want better than plus 140. That's for sure. We'll see what else shows up on the card from a prop perspective. I always end up with like a lot more prop exposure than what I expect on these given spots. So Kansas City money line, just a lean for right now, but pay attention. If that thing gets north of it pretty quick, we might want to pull the trigger here on Reagan's. Gonna pull the trigger on this one though. Andrew Heaney, we got Luis Castillo moved back a day. Ended up being the Hancock fellow who started on Thursday. And Luis Castillo, wouldn't you know it? Same exact stuff I talked about yesterday, so I'm not going to bore you if you heard it, but maybe I will. I don't know. What do I feel like? Do I feel like boring? Just for a quick second. He can give up hard contact, 40.5% hard hit, but pitches in this ballpark. Seattle, the best in terms of run prevention in all of baseball over a 3-year rolling average. I say that a lot, but it bears repeating. Andrew Heaney, though, 43.5% hard hit, 449 expected slugging. Not good, friends. Not good. And you are a lefty going up against Seattle, where they at least avoid strikeouts a little bit better. 26.1% K rate there. Just a 96 WRC plus, but the 156 ISO, you get Dylan Moore higher up in that lineup. Cal Raleigh, Mitch Haniger, better on that side. I look at everything across the board here. It tells me Seattle money line's a pretty good play against Heaney, and Corey Seager scratched on Thursday. So a little bit of extra value in the line hasn't moved yet, which is surprising to me because if somebody gets scratched on Thursday, pretty good chance that they don't play here on Friday. And that would be a massive, massive lineup decrease for the Rangers. I think it's Tyler Anderson. I think it's Spencer Howard. They don't want to let me know. You don't want to let me know? Okay, cool. LOL baseball. Guys, I didn't suck this week. Let's get out of here. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little Friday slate we have before us. 15 games, every team in play. Pay attention to that weather. A couple of the weather spots that I talked about. I'm going to be in the premium Discord. It's the only sport in town for the next foreseeable future if that game 4 goes the way of the Celtics on Friday. So hopefully you guys enjoy the NBA Lindies that we have for that game 4. I feel pretty good about the plays. We're going to talk through that, and obviously feeling good after a nice game 3 W on my end. But producer Jacob, good stuff. Oh, minus Kyrie Irving didn't get a rebound in the second half, and that could make me want to just break everything. But that's neither here nor there. Kyrie Irving makes a lot of people upset. Anywho, producer Jacob, thank you so much, my friend. Good luck to your Celtics. Until next time, till next week, friends. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Friday.